right. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to this wellness masterclass. Today, we're going to be talking about essential oils for dental and oral wellness. So before we go very far, we're just going to begin with a word of prayer and then we move on. Thank you, Lord, because this is the day that you have made. We rejoice and we are glad in it. And Lord, even as we are here again, just to learn about wellness, to learn about um, wellness that is powered by plants and essential oils. Lord, I pray that whoever will listen to this is going to get something that is going to bless them and that is going to just help take their wellness to the next level, because Lord, it is your will for us to prosper in all ways, including our bodies. And we thank you that you have provided modalities and resources for us through which and by which we can prosper and be well. For it is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, guys, welcome to this masterclass. I'm so excited to teach it, partly because it was inspired by what I have been going through the last, say, 2 months or so. So I got this really nasty toothache on the left side of my mouth, both top and bottom. It was really paining. And so I began to just experiment or play around with different essential oils to see how it was going to help. So I've put a bit of everything of what I have learned in these 2 months into this class, and I pray that this information is going to be useful. Let me see. There we go. So the guiding verse for why I teach wellness and for how I teach wellness comes from the book of 3 John chapter 2, that beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health just as your soul prospers. So God's idea of prosperity for us is that we prosper in all ways and in all forms, and that we are in health. In fact, other versions say that you prosper even in your body just as your soul prospers. So we see that it is important that we are prosperous, not just in terms of material things, but also in our body and in our soul. So this is a very holistic approach to wellness. And for those who don't know you, who don't know me, my name is Bree. I'm so excited you're here. I have been using essential oil since 2015, actually, November 2015. So we're getting on to 9 years. And my mission is simple: to show you how to use essential oils as a wellness tool every day, safely and effectively. So what started as, a love for plants, a love for flowers, a love for herbs has grown by God's grace. It grew into a lifestyle first, and then now it has evolved, or it continues to evolve into a teaching and wellness ministry. So that's why I am teaching these classes. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to just quickly go through why are our teeth important. We're going to talk about the therapeutic benefits of essential oils for wellness, oral wellness, to do the mouth. Then we're going to talk about which essential oils can you use, and then we're going to finally finish up with the practical ways that you can use essential oils. The one thing I have forgotten to put in this particular class is that this is an informational webinar only. The information that is here has drawn from research, practical use, the knowledge I have gathered along the way. And these classes are specific to doTERRA essential oils because that is what I use and that is what I know. But if you're also here because you're just curious about essential oils and you're wondering how then do I begin to use them in dental wellness, you've come to the right class. There's some information here that perhaps would help you even as you go along with your wellness journey. My real aim is that you prosper in physical wellness as well. Really, that's what it's all about. So karibuni sana. Feel very welcome as we just move through these different topics, and I pray you will find something that will bless you and you will get information that you can then begin to take forward. So why do we have teeth anyway? We know that we use our teeth for eating and for chewing, and then we know we have the molars, premolars, incisors, and canines, and each of them has a specific role that they play. Some are for crushing, some are for biting, some are for grinding, and then obviously the teeth help us. They help break down the food into pieces that we can then swallow. And then we've got the tongue and the oropharynx, the upper part of your throat, which help shape the food into a small ball that's easy to swallow. And these are some of the things, every time when I'm teaching these classes and I have to just understand the body systems at work, it never ceases to blow my mind how God is a genius. Because how do you explain that for us, you just take a piece of meat or a piece of, okay, let's start with a piece of meat. The molars can't bite into the meat the way the canines can. Like every single thing that God put in our bodies has a purpose, and the teeth are no different. So for us, it's very unconscious. Like you don't think about it. You just know I'll put a spoonful of food in my mouth and I'll just chew, 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 and he'll go. But now look here, when we say that there's a specific type of tooth which will do something and maybe grind it into smaller pieces, and then the tongue will shape it into a ball, a small ball, then will swallow and he'll travel. Like if you look at your body, surely just the mechanics around it, the mechanics around how different body systems work together, it points to evidence of someone whose mind cannot even be whose mind can't even be understood. Like I look at these things and I just say, God, your creation mirrors your intelligence. And even just as I have said that statement, just that statement, I'm really amazed. I'm awestruck at how powerful and how thoughtful and how genius and how wise this God is. And so I bless him. Wow. So our teeth help us form sounds and to speak clearly, and they are part of our smiles. Have you ever seen somebody who doesn't have teeth? Because your teeth kind of give your mouth shape and give your mouth some sort of, so your mouth is what frames your teeth, but your teeth give your face like definition and structure, right? That's the work of bones anyway, to give your body structure. So your teeth, can you imagine if you didn't have any teeth in your mouth? And so teeth are associated with a person's confidence and social interaction. And it's true. If you don't have teeth, there's a certain way. If your teeth are crooked or misaligned, or if your teeth are stained, there is a certain, I want to say, like, it does have an effect and an impact on your confidence and social interaction. So the other thing to note is that nowadays we have people who can be classified as holistic dentists who understand that dental issues can affect other parts of the body and may contribute to conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and inflammation. And actually, that is true, because I noticed that when my this left side was really hurting, I could feel like a pain jolting up until my head. Like it was so painful. And that just goes to show you that certain issues may stem from issues in your mouth, and inflammation would count as a highly I don't inflammation would count as one of those conditions that if something is off balance in your mouth, it will affect the rest of the body in that way. So I can't imagine a world or a time where you don't have teeth. Like, and that's why they're also dentures. I believe that's what they're called, where you have to remove your teeth, especially for older people. You remove and you put it there. Like, let us just take a moment to even appreciate God for giving us teeth, because He thought of everything that we would need to help us live functional lives. Yeah. So we know there are four types of teeth: the molars, premolars, incisors, and canines. And then now we come to just quickly understand the anatomy of the teeth. So the enamel, okay, the crown is the part of the teeth that sits above the gum. And then we have the root, which is below, where is at below the gum line. And this is where the nerves and blood vessels pass in. And that would explain why when you have a toothache, and you just feel this sharp pain where you feel like nerves have been touched. Then we've got the enamel, which is the hard, smooth, white outer layer that protects the crown. It is harder than bone and doesn't have any nerves or a blood supply. Then you've got the dentine, which is the middle layer under the enamel. So when enamel is damaged or decayed, and the dentine is exposed, the tooth can be sensitive to temperature, to sweet or acidic foods, and it is painful. I think if there are some things I would never wish on my enemy, a toothache is one of them. Toothache is one of them. It's just not fun. And then you've got the pulp, which is actually the living center of the tooth, containing blood vessels and nerves. So it provides a sensation of temperature, pressure, and pain. And then you've got the cementum, which is a material that covers the root surface. So when you look at all this, like this is just one tooth. And look at all these parts that it has, and each of these parts play a very specific role, that if any of these parts are damaged, as we're going to see later, it's going to cause issues. And then we begin to experience pain, and that's not a very good thing, right? All right, so we're going to just cover a couple of common mouth diseases. This is by no means an exhaustive list. I kind of just looked this information up on the internet and put it together so that we can then just begin to have an idea. This does not negate the need for you to visit a dentist where necessary, but it is just good information to know. So we've got tooth decay, which is also known as dental caries or dental cavities, and the oral microbiota, which means the microbiome, the bacteria in your mouth, streptococci, lactobacilli, and actinomyces, I can't even pronounce it, will create acids out of drinks. Okay, this is very interesting because I bake sourdough, and one of the things we know is that when you leave like flour and water, a little bit of exposure, they will begin to draw out bacteria and yeast from the atmosphere. And the result of that reaction is you get gut-friendly bacteria. So there are good bacteria and there are bad bacteria. And bacteria feeds on sugars. Bacteria literally feeds on sugars. That's why you feed, when you make the flour and water, the bacteria in the air kind of coagulate or gather around the flour. They will eat the glucose and the starches in the flour, which is a type of sugar, and then produce acid. So when we are taking fizzy drinks, when we're taking sugar, when we're eating processed carbohydrates, because all these are glucose and starches and sugar, the oral bacteria will create acid out of all these things we're drinking, and they will form a film, which is called plaque on the surface of the teeth. Then what these acids do, because the nature of acid is to corrode, the nature of acid, excuse me, is to eat away at. So they will corrode and permanently damage the enamel. And we have seen, let me see if we can get back. Oh gosh. Okay, we have seen that enamel is the hard, smooth, white outer layer which protects the crown. And the crown is above the crown is what sits above the gum, right? So when that is damaged, the dentine is exposed. And when dentine is exposed, your tooth becomes sensitive to temperature and sweet or acidic foods. Okay, so now as they begin to break down the dentine, this is what leads to cavities or holes, and which causes toothaches and pain when you eat. And then we've got bad breath halitosis, which is majority caused by poor oral hygiene, a dry mouth, medication, infection, acid reflux, and sometimes spicy food. And this is actually a very embarrassing an embarrassing condition to have, and you just find then that people tend to become withdrawn as a result. Then you've got enamel erosion, and the thing about this one is that because enamel is white, so this is very It happens gradually over time, and your teeth become discolored and rounded looking. So it is caused primarily by consuming plenty of sugary and acidic foods over a long period of time. And so what the effect of this is that your teeth are sensitive, your teeth are weaker, and they are more susceptible to cracks, chips, and capping. Unfortunately, lost enamel cannot be restored. Then you've got gingivitis, which is an early stage and mild form of gum disease, so your gum. And I remember in high school, it used to be called, was that bleeding gums or was that scurvy? Or was it in primary? Bleeding gums, as they're saying, if you had luck, you never used to take vitamin C. So they would say you needed to take orange juice, bleeding gums, right? So gingivitis is a bacterial infection caused by the buildup of plaque. And we've said plaque occurs when the oral microbiota create acids, which then burn away, which then corrode and permanently damage enamel. And we know enamel is what covers the tooth. And so we have seen that common symptoms are red gums, which are swollen and bleed easily. You have bad breath and sensitive teeth. So some of the causes of this can also be you don't brush enough, you brush poorly, crooked teeth that make it difficult to brush properly and reach into the corners where you should. Then you've got tobacco use, pregnancy, and diabetes. I've actually heard of the cases where pregnant women's teeth fall off. Then you have sensitive teeth, which happens when the hard covering, the enamel is worn away and the dentin is exposed. So when you put hot or cold substances and then they get to the nerves, it is very, very painful. It can be caused by tooth decay, gum disease, root infection, cracked or broken teeth, worn down crowns or fillings, enamel erosion, or receding gums. Like, it is serious. I just shudder as I think of the pain I went through with my teeth and how just even putting like anything warm, cold was so painful, so painful. And then you've got root infections, which occur where the base or root of your tooth is infected and swollen with bacteria, mostly because of cavities, cracks, or fractures. It can lead to damaged tissues and nerves of the teeth, and you develop an abscess or swelling. So when you have a long-lasting and a persistent throbbing toothache, that is one sure sign of a root infection, and chewing and biting is painful. And then you'll also be sensitive, and sometimes it can become swollen. So like I said, this class was primarily inspired by what it is I went through, just having the left side of my mouth hurting and hurting badly. And that's when I discovered that you could use essential oils to help you with dental wellness. So if you've been around this channel for any amount of time, by now you should know what an essential oil is. But for the newcomers and for those who've never been introduced to what oils are, essential oils are really the essence of a plant, and it is what gives a plant its flavor and its aroma. One of the characteristics of an essential oil is that they have a smell. So for example, if you peel an orange, when you have the orange scent on your hands, that is orange essential oil. The scent of orange that you're picking up is actually the essential oil of orange. It forms a critical part of a plant's immune system. They're not just there to smell nice, but they do play a specific role in protecting the plant, and that is because they are composed of chemical molecules that have actually been studied and that have been found to have an effect on the plant's wellness, right? So the other thing is that these are volatile aromatic compounds that evaporate quickly at room temperature. And the thing that will make an essential oil therapeutic or healing to the body is down to what is it composed of. So it's just technically science, the science of essential oil. So what chemicals, what molecular chemicals, how are these molecules arranged, because different arrangements create different chemical compounds which have been studied to have different therapeutic effects. And so essential oils then become an important tool in everyday wellness. And because looking after our teeth and our mouth is part of wellness, essential oils can come in there. So I've explained to you the whole idea of the science of essential oils, where the molecular composition and structure of the different compounds in the plant, in the essential oils, have therapeutic benefits. And some of these therapeutic benefits is what makes us know or understand how then or why we should use essential oils. So the first thing is essential oils are a natural option. And what this means is that they don't harm or hinder bodily functions. What they do is to enhance or to support or to balance. And so they don't cause harm to different body systems like the endocrine system or like the digestive system. They're not harmful to the body. Instead, they work together. They are synergistic. They have a symbiotic relationship with the body's cells and all that. So it's a natural option, and they're efficient and they're effective. Number two, they're regenerating and immune strengthening. I have explained to us that, essential oils are part of the plant's immune system, defense system, and helps the plant to stay well. So the exact benefits that it has in the plant is mirrored in the human body. And one of the things essential oils will do is to help regenerate and to strengthen the immune system of the plant, and she'll do the same, have the same effect in the human body. They are powerful antioxidants which help to eliminate free radicals and to prevent mutations, fungus, and oxidation in the cells. And antioxidant taking plants with antioxidant properties is a very important strategy in boosting and building our immune wellness. And so they are antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, and antiseptic against oral pathogens. A pathogen is a disease-causing organism. It can either be a virus, a fungi, or a fungus or a bacteria. And so essential oils are antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal against that. They have stronger healing results from wound dressings. So when you use a dressing containing essential oils, some of the benefits include faster recovery, improved therapeutic effects, and healing time. And this is just characteristic of plants and herbs that are used for healing. So they help improve your healing time. They help you get stronger healing results over a shorter period of time. And then they are anxiolytic, which means they help to decrease anxiety and stress in dental patients, and sometimes may help to decrease needle injection pain. So one of the things I did when I was pregnant back then was before I used to go for an injection, I always used to have frankincense. I would take frankincense, a drop of frankincense, and just rub it on the place where I used to get an injection. And I would do the same thing for my son. When he used to go for his vaccines, I would always just have frankincense. And as soon as he got the injection, I would just quickly put a dab of frankincense over the area. And this whole part of anxiolytic is important because many people have a fear of going to the dentist because they think the dentist offices are a stressful environment, and many people have a fear of needles. So sometimes even inhaling a calming essential oil like orange can help just keep you at ease and help prepare you for any procedures that you're going to have. All right, so now that we have looked at, let's just summarize what we have talked about. We've understood that our teeth play a very important role in helping us function optimally. We have looked at the anatomy of the teeth and why that is important. We have talked about, we have talked about some common mouth diseases. And these happen just, either we are not brushing well, or we are brushing too hard, or we are eating the wrong food, or we have poor oral hygiene, etc., etc. And we've seen that some of them occur actually over a long period of time, over a sustained period of time. And then we've talked about essential oils, and I've explained to you some of the characteristics that make that help us understand why we use essential oils in oral care, some of the therapeutic characteristics of essential oils. So now we're going to look at a few essential oils that have been studied and have been researched and have been found to be useful in oral wellness. And top of the list is clove. It's obtained from the leaves of the clove trees. Its primary chemical constituents are phenyl propanoids, and these are the eugenols, the carbapenems, thymol, and cimaldehyde. And so it also has been found to be rich in minerals like calcium, hydrochloric acid, iron, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, and some vitamins. So its active ingredient is actually eugenol, which is a natural anesthetic, which means it will help to numb and reduce pain, to ease a toothache. It is also a natural anti-inflammatory. It can also help to reduce toothaches by minimizing bacterial growth, and because it is a natural anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is that pain, swelling that is caused by pain. And so we see clinical research indicates clove oil can be used for topical application to relieve pain, to promote healing, and to help reduce gum disease. It also has the ability to restrict the development of bacteria and can help fight mouth and throat infections. So the thing about clove is that it's a hot oil, and a hot oil means when it comes into contact with the soft linings, it can easily burn. But so what I would do is I would get like a cotton bud and just like put a drop of clove and just the word is not dip it, but dab it. The word is dab it on the areas of swelling, and I would get some relief. I would get some relief. But as you regularly, for example, gargle clove water. So take water and put a drop of clove and make like a mouthwash and gargle and rinse. A regular rinse should help with just help your mouth when it comes to anti-inflammatory and to kind of numb and reduce pain. But the thing about using clove, it's not an oil you want to use regularly, like you want to pace yourself. It's for acute pain, like when the pain has come, you don't want to get into the habit of using it every other day. But there are ways to mitigate it, but it's not, I would use clove for 1 month continuously. I wouldn't do that. Then you've got cinnamon, which is cinnamon bark oil obtained from the bark of the cinnamon tree. It also contains cinnamaldehyde and eugenol. So cinnamon is antibacterial, antiseptic, antifungal, making it an effective cleanser. This is another hot oil. So clove and cinnamon are similar. The only thing about clove is spicier and cinnamon is sweeter, in terms of if you're going to differentiate them in terms of taste wise, or scent wise. Like clove is very spicy, and then cinnamon is sweeter and more subtle. And so cinnamon bark is antimicrobial, which can help protect against the bacteria which cause tooth decay. And then a phase 1 clinical trial concluded it is safe to be used in healthy patients with dentures for the treatment of oral candidiasis. So because these cinnamon and cloves are hot, spicy oils, I would exercise caution in using them and just use them like in the bare minimum amount. You don't want to go overboard with them, otherwise you're going to experience irritation of your mouth, the soft lining of your mouth. Then we've got peppermint. So it is from Mentha piperita. Yes, the Mentha piperita species of mint. Its main chemical constituents are menthol, methyl acetate, and menthofuran. But in high concentration, it normally has menthol. So we know that most toothpaste brands have a component of peppermint. Now, whether it is peppermint oil is to be discussed, but peppermint mint has been associated with fresh breath for a very long time. So peppermint has the ability to inhibit the formation of plaque in the oral cavity, in addition to treating periodontitis, gingivitis, and halitosis, bad breath. So it's known for cooling and numbing. So actually, when you take in peppermint, you immediately get the sensation of cooling. And so cooling and numbing is good when pain is hot, when pain feels like we're in an ichoma, in a washer. So it's good to soothe the teeth and muscle aches. So peppermint is known for being minty, fresh scent, and it helps fight germs that can cause bad breath and cavities, right? Then we've got citrus oils, and citrus oils we know are light and they're mostly cleansers and detoxifiers. So you've got lemon essential oil, and one of the things that citruses have in common is they have limonene, and that citruses are also antibacterial. And so for lemon in particular, it is believed that it can promote growth of tissue and encourage healthier gums. It serves as a natural treatment for things like oral thrush, bad breath, because of its antibacterial and antifungal properties. I would also use lemon in limited quantities, just because there are concerns about it, like being like it will erode the enamel and yeah, so some people say that it will stain your teeth, but others say it can naturally whiten the teeth. The thing with the essential oils, especially when it comes to dental wellness, is to do all things in moderation and err on the side of less is more, as opposed to just trying to overdo it, right? And then orange essential oil has been used to has been shown to help reduce the salivary cortisol hormone and pulse rate caused by childhood stress during dental visits. So we've talked about essential oils being anxiolytic, which means they help us manage stress and anxiety. We've talked about how many people sometimes are scared or afraid of going to the dental clinic, especially children. So one of the things that dentists can begin to do is to have a diffuser of wild orange going on around the environment, so that when kids come in, they're immediately put at ease. When patients come in, they're immediately like they begin to be put at ease. And so you can measure cortisol from the saliva. I remember reading about a study where you can measure, and cortisol is the stress hormone. So you can measure how much cortisol is in your body by testing your saliva. And so what this study showed was that when they diffused orange essential oil, the cortisol that they found in the saliva had drastically reduced. So that's one of the things you can do, that every time before you go to a dentist for a dentist appointment or dentist visit, you can also just smell and keep inhaling orange essential oil to kind of help calm your nerves, right? Then we've got tea tree, and tea tree is an oil that really is known for being antimicrobial, antiseptic, antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial. So it helps fight bacteria and gingivitis, and it eases inflammation that may be present in the mouth. Actually, one of the first remedies that I did when I had my teeth started paining was I took a roll-on, because I had a pre-done roll-on of tea tree essential oil and coconut oil, and I would just roll it on this side that was aching, and I would get relief. I was pleasantly surprised, because when the pain was throbbing and numbing, when everything else did not seem to work, just rolling tea tree and even oregano was really, really helpful. So it's a natural remedy for bad breath, and helps, it not ingredients, but contains compounds which can help diminish plaque. It's a perfect ingredient for a DIY toothpaste or mouthwash, because it can kill off bacteria, diminish tooth decay, and relieve bleeding gum. The thing about tea tree, it is not to be like used internally other than as a mouthwash or toothpaste. So you have to spit it out and rinse it with water. You can't ingest it. So other essential oils that are useful to have are things like oregano and thyme, partly because these are great antibacterial oils. And so thyme can give flavor and freshness for oral wellness. Although thyme, oregano are also hot oils, so you have to be very careful that they don't end up burning the burning or irritating your mouth. Then you have eucalyptus. I was also very pleasantly surprised by eucalyptus because what I would do was I'd put like a toothpick swirl of water in a cup of eucalyptus in a cup of water and then gurgle and rinse. And I found that my tooth would I would experience I would experience such relief. But then it makes sense because eucalyptus also has eugenol in it. And so studies have found that it shows an inhibitory effect on oral pathogens, which makes it suitable to be used as an anti-carcinogenic agent. The other one that you use is mar, and I've used mar on different occasions. Now, mar is like a sticky resin oil, and it has to be warmed so that it can become viscous or pourable. And then I would take like a cotton bud and then just dab mar on the areas of pain. But I found in my experience that for me, what really worked to soothe the toothache pain was eucalyptus, tea tree in that order, clove, and then ma to give a certain sense of relief. Um, and so you can also use lavender essential oil, and lavender is because it's normally like sedative and it's calming and it's also anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial, and it's also an anxiolytic, which means it is useful for procedures, especially to calm your nerves down. So again, a dentist's office can diffuse something like lavender and orange oil just to help make the environment a lot more welcoming for many patients, especially for the minor ones, the children who would have a really hard time just settling in. Then you've also got spearmint, which functions the same way as peppermint. And we know because many toothpaste, you have spearmint flavored toothpaste. So instead of going for artificial flavoring, you might as well just use the essential oil. So it is because it's minty, and mint is normally associated with fresh breath. And so you'll also find mint in a lot of spearmint in a lot of mouthwashes. So the main thing I'm going to say about using essential oils in promoting dental wellness, it's more of a preventative strategy and a maintenance strategy. But when you do feel like the pain and everything is getting out of hand, please visit a dentist. Don't suffer in silence. Toothaches are not fun at all. Visit a dentist so that they can sort you out where necessary, and then come and put yourself on a regenerative or the word is not regenerative, the word is a restorative tooth wellness routine. So one of the things you can do is just make a quick mouthwash that doesn't have any fluff in it. It's just simple water and a drop of essential oil. So you could start, the first one could probably something like a clove mouthwash. Then maybe for the next week, you can try an orange mouthwash or a mint mouthwash. And personally, I like the idea of rotating through different essential oils so that I can benefit from the different therapeutic properties. It is very rare to find me just using one. So you'd likely find me, I have made probably like a clove and orange mouthwash, or a spearmint and orange, or maybe tea tree and lemon. So you'll find that I normally make mouthwashes out of different combinations of essential oils. The thing you want to remember, you can get a nice glass bottle and then just make enough mouthwash for like 2 weeks or a week, and you keep changing. Why do you want to use glass? Because a true essential oil will corrode plastic. You don't want to get that risk, so you just use a glass bottle. Simple. And then now you use it just as you would any other mouthwash, and gurgle and spit it out. And then you can also use it on your toothbrush. In fact, with an oil like doTERRA, a drop is way too much. A drop is way too much. So with something like clove, that's a bit too much. So you can just put toothpaste, then put maybe a drop, or if you know how to open your toothpaste container tab and put in like a drop of orange or something. Then now as you squeeze with the orange, or squeeze with the mint, or squeeze with the tea tree. Then you can keep your toothbrush clean by regularly placing it in a quarter cup of peroxide mixed with a drop of essential oil. Let it sit for at least 10 minutes. A drop again is a bit too much. So I normally suggest taking a toothpick and putting in the orifice and then putting that. And the reason is doTERRA oils are very potent, so you don't need much. And sometimes the efficacy of an essential oil does not lay in using 20 drops that you say that's when you feel like you have really used it. With doTERRA especially, less is actually more. And then the other thing you can do is to use essential oil infused products. Like doTERRA has the On Guard toothpaste and mouthwash, which features the doTERRA's On Guard blend, which is the immune blend, the blend which has been specially formulated with essential oils that have been proven to bolster and build immune wellness. So these oils are wild orange, clove, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. So you can also go for that option, and you want to have a toothpaste that has as many clean ingredients as possible. And this is important to note for the simple reason that unfortunately with products today where people are putting all kinds of things which are not necessarily adding any value to our bodies but are going in to cause great harm to our body's natural balance. And that's why you find that many people are having issues with hormonal imbalance, are having issues with mood, are having issues with all these things. It could be that you need now to begin to understand the products that people are putting in the everyday wellness care products that we are using. So your lotions, your toothpaste, your down to the kind of food, the pesticides that are being sprayed on food, like all these things cumulatively are causing a lot of imbalance and stress on the body. But that's just a side note. So the other thing you can do is you can either make a DIY tooth powder and a toothpaste. So what makes it a tooth powder is that it's dry. What makes it a toothpaste is that you've added oils, which then now form a paste. So you can use activated charcoal. I like activated charcoal toothpaste, but you don't want to use too much of it. So what it does is it detoxifies the mouth. You can do bentonite clay, which binds and draws out heavy metals. You can use bicarbonate of soda, which will help remove stain and changes pH. It's mildly abrasive. Then you now add essential oils of your choice, depending on your need. You can also use calcium carbonate. I'm yet to try that. That's on my next list to make. And that's now these 1, 2, 3, 4. These 3 allow you to make tooth powder, but you can also get more ideas from Pinterest. The thing about DIY things is you have to keep trying until you find a solution that works for you. So today you can say, I will just try activated charcoal and bicarbonate of soda. Next time you can say, I will try bentonite clay and bicarbonate. The next time you can say, I'll try calcium carbonate. So it's just about trying. And when you find something that works for you and your mouth, you stick to that. DIY has a lot of trial and error, to be honest, until you get to a point where you like it. So I've made DIY toothpaste twice. The first time I did activated charcoal, I did bicarbonate of soda and coconut oil. It was okay, but it wasn't the best. Okay, but it was okay. The next time I did activated charcoal, bentonite clay, and coconut. No, it was the first one was activated charcoal, bicarbonate, and black seed oil. Then I did activated charcoal, bentonite clay, and coconut. The one we're using now is activated charcoal, bicarbonate of soda, coconut oil. And I'm going to try calcium carbonate. So the last one had a better consistency in terms of paste. The one with bentonite clay had a lot of grit in it. The first one was neither here nor there. So it's always just about experimenting until you find the one that works for you. I used of course, you use essential oils of your choice. The first time I believe I used clove, then I did a combination of mint. Then this time what did I do? I can't remember, but I would like now to try cinnamon and orange, or maybe clove and orange. So it's just a matter of trying, and you keep changing it up as you go. The black seed oil I thought was really nice just because I've had a lot of good things about what do they call it? Kalonji seed oil. And now Kalonji seed oil has become very popular in Kenya. You can find it in different places. And then of course we have coconut oil. And people were normally saying that coconut oil is good for oil pulling. It just helps draw out toxins from different areas of your mouth. So coconut oil actually then becomes my choice for me, the choice of turning my DIY creation into a toothpaste. So yeah, that is about it. Just to summarize again what it is we have spoken about. We've talked about why our teeth are important. We've gone through the makeup and structure of our teeth. We've talked about some common mouth diseases. We've talked about essential oils, what they are and why we use essential oils. Then I've given us a list of essential oils that we can use, and we've got our clover, cinnamon, peppermint, citruses, our tea tree, and the others. And then we have talked about how to use essential oils mostly as a way of prevention and management and not necessarily a cure. If you do need to seek dental attention, please do so. I cannot stress this enough that there is a place for dentists as well. So if you find that your teeth are really giving you a hard time, please seek dental advice, right? So that brings me to the end of this particular wellness class. We're going to be talking about the holiday essentials. So doTERRA has a beautiful gift guide. I'm sure you'll be excited about the gifts that are coming up. So I'm going to be posting this class very shortly because this is unfortunately time barred. The products will be coming out on November 1st. So if it is that you want to get anything for your loved ones for Christmas, on time for Christmas, you need to reach out to me early. So I look forward to sharing the 2024 doTERRA Wellness Gift Giving Guide very, very shortly so that you can also begin to plan your Christmas gifts. What better way to gift someone than the gift of wellness, right? So here is how you can work for me. I'm excited to reintroduce my Essential Oils 101 course, which is delivered on WhatsApp. This class costs 10,000. It comes with an introductory kit of 5 ml lemon, peppermint, and lavender. It has an ebook of 50 uses of these oils. You will get complimentary access to a natural solutions wellness workshop. And of course, you then get personalized guidance on how to use essential oils from me. If you're serious about taking on doTERRA, sign up with me for my exclusive 25% discount on doTERRA products. This is for those who are really serious about integrating doTERRA into their everyday wellness lifestyle. And so you get good product at 25% off the retail cost. The other way you can work with me is you can book a wellness consult with me that costs 3,500 shillings. You can join in on the wellness workshops that when I host them, or you can also invite me to facilitate a wellness talk or a wellness workshop for you, your company, your friends, your chama, your family. At cost. I will curate a wellness experience for you, and by the time we're done, you will be equipped with the knowledge you need to make essential oils an integral part of your wellness journey. So thank you so much for joining in on this class. You feel free to connect with me on any of these channels, and we shall see you on the next wellness class. God bless you.